Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video with All Elite Wrestling. You join us for the Thursday Week 1 May edition 2022 of Lightning. We're on the road to Double or Nothing. You'll see that over the course of tonight's episode and the few weeks that we will have coming up as we seek to go for the best pay-per-view possible. Because of course it is one of the big ones, main one being All Out, but Double or Nothing. It's pretty much like the version of SummerSlam. It's big, but it's not the big one. So without further ado, why don't we just go and do this show? Let's see how it goes. So as always, we start off with our portion of Dark. And at the Murray H. Goodwin Stadium, we have some 8-man tag action. We have two tag teams teaming up together. The Prophecy of Jacob Fatu and Brian Pillman Jr. teaming up with Undisputed Honor, Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly. And they defeat the team of Cody Vance, Eddie Dennis, Gabriel Kidd, and Pretty Peter Avalon. This one happens in 10:54 with Fatu pinning Cody Vance. And that was a 63. We also had Kenta defeat Frankie Kazarian in 9:57 with the Kenta combo into a Basuaki knee kick, or however that's pronounced. 67, very respectable from two grizzled vets. We had tag team action in the women's division as the team of Chelsea Green and Dr. Britt Baker DMD from the Fashion Empire defeat Maki Ito and Maya Yukihi in 8:49 when Chelsea pinned Ito. A 47. Pretty happy with that one. As I say, we are trying to build up Britt and Chelsea, and there is a long storyline progression that I've got planned for Maki Ito. Max Caster was in action, of course. Anthony Bounds was injured, so he defeats Meiko Nakazawa in 8:20 by pinfall. Just a 33. And the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, picks up the win over Colt Cabana in 9:50 with a 6:30, and that drew a 72. We start tonight's show with something a little bit different, which only scores an 88. Still a hell of a respectable promo. But we come out with Matt and Jeff Hardy. Matt just basically says it was good to be back, believing in himself in AEW. Absolutely delighted that his brother Jeff could join him and the Hardys could have another run together. Jeff says thanks. He always looked at AEW from afar and was very envious of how much creative freedom they had, and he's really looking forward to tying up with a lot of talents that he's never wrestled before. This brings out Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. We will not utilise a translator. Both have solid English in this, thanks to being in the States for a long time. And it just basically says they admire the legacy the Hardys have, but the greatest tag team ever is your current AEW champions, the Lucha Brothers. They're all to give them a shot. There's other teams out there they don't feel believe in what they should get one. Obviously that is, being the Young Bucks. And they're happy to give Jeff and Matt Hardy one more shot at the spotlight. Main event tonight, Hardy's Lucha Bros AEW Tag Team Championships. Matt and Jeff accept. I think that's going to be mega. So an 88. Opening contest of the evening had Thunder Rosa defeat Nyla Rose in 8:05 with a La Rosa. 35. Again, the crowd not quite invested in Thunder Rosa at the moment, but we're still jobbing out the soon-to-be WWE superstar Nyla Rose by putting over our talent. We then had Thunder Rosa cut a promo, and she just says week after week she is just hoping to gain the respect of not just the AEW locker room, but the watching world around the globe. She feels like she's really coming into her own in AEW, and she promises she wants a championship match at one point. She wants to show the world just how good she is. She wants the opportunity. 52. John Moxley was in action. He took on Alan Angels and he wins in 4:34 with the Death Rider. A 68. Simple, solid, effective matchup to give Moxley some momentum. Moving on, we have the Dark Order's Sir Brody Lee and Anna Jay, the AEW Mixed Tag Team Champions. And Brody just goes on about, you see how his teachings have improved everyone within the Dark Order, how even Uno and Grayson are starting to pick up victories, and he knows that not just is the pressure on him to help the development of Anna Jay as well, but the evolution of the Mixed Tag Team Championships. As he says, he's going to look out, and if anyone even thinks they can try and take those championships away from him and Anna Jay, they'll be sadly mistaken. 3 weeks for someone to step up to the plate. 73. We then had some 6-man tag team action as a poor matchup saw El Generico and the Young Bucks defeat Axel Dieter Jr., Eli Dragunov and David Finlay Jr. in 14-19 when Generico pinned Axel Dieter with a Brainbuster. 74. Both the Young Bucks are getting stale. There is times I regret maybe putting the mask on him because it does limit obviously where we can go with him as a character in his promos. But I feel it's the right decision, and Generico gets a good win with some friends from yesteryear. And after the matchup, of course, we know the 3 heels there have a leader, have a ring general, and that is of course Walter. And Walter just stared down this masked luchador from Mexico. And yeah, could there be a potential matchup looming between those two? And that's a 61 Generico getting better at his gimmick. Spanish guy Sammy Guevara comes down to do colour commentary for the next matchup that we'll see Proud and Powerful in tag team action, and that's a 70. And the newly babyface Proud and Powerful pick up the win over Jack Evans and Angelico, the Hybrid 2, in 11:42 when Santana pinned Angelico. At 72, they're only just getting started. Scorpio Sky, the AEW Live Champion's cutting a promo, and he says even though he's got championship gold around his waist, he still doesn't feel like he's being quite recognised and treated with respect in AEW. So he says, come on, we're going to have the Scorpio Sky Invitational week by week title defences, because if you want to be the best in AEW, you need to reach for the sky. That was so bad, that line. Next up, we have the superb matchup that saw La Sombra Almas defeat Orange Cassidy in 14:04 with a Brilliante driver. A 77, I felt these two would put on a really, really good matchup if the styles were able to clash well. The negatives, let me just check. Stamina. Was this still the show? That's fine. So I think they could actually maybe go higher than that. Obviously take away the steal the show factor, but add in length to a match, a world class score. If it was in a potential longer term storyline, but it's just to give La Sombra some more momentum going forward. This led to a promo from La Sombra Almas on Jon Moxley, and it's just him confirming what will be the matchup type at AEW Double or Nothing. And he says, Moxley, it is time to face him in somewhere glamorous. He wants to face him in a Hollywood brawl. The streets of Hollywood. La Sombra Almas versus Jon Moxley. Certainly the unknown for Moxley, but what is going to go down when that matchup happens at Double or Nothing? I'm going cinematic with both of them, and hopefully it delivers. 79. Then had a segment between Saraya and Mercedes. Of course, this is your AEW Women's Championship matchup for the title at Double or Nothing. So we start off with Saraya in the ring. What we'll have her saying is just basically she's waited years and years and years to get cleared. It's good that she's now officially able to wrestle and to have all the creative freedom in the world that she wants. She's getting to lock up with people that she thought she'd never have a chance to wrestle ever, or in some cases somewhere she felt like they were only scratching the surface. One of them is Mercedes Varnado, and she's looking forward to that matchup. Mercedes comes out with a really heelish, vicious promo, and she just said one simple thing. Saraya, remember who ended your career the last time. Real heat getting into that matchup there. Obviously, it was one of those freak accidents in real life, but we'll play it up and we'll make it a proper heel heat in this programme. And the main event, struggle with psychology. 82. I thought it was done a wee bit better than that, if I'm being perfectly honest. But about the had superb wrestling and great heat. The Lucha Brothers defeat the Hardyz in the main event in 21-18 when Rey Fenix pinned Matt Hardy with a Meteora. 8th title defence for the Lucha Bros. 61 for Matt, 77 for Jeff, 99 for Pentagon, and a 100 for Ray Phoenix. Jeff was off his game as well. Other negatives are we getting, I'm assuming, stamina. So we get high title prestige with Jeff's inconsistency, Jeff and Matt's physical decline, lack of psychology would have knocked it down a lot, and the inconsistency of Matt as well. Oh. But we finished the show. So what I've done here is basically the Lucha Bros were going to basically attack the Hardyz. I didn't have a save angle for a 4-on-2, which was annoying, so I just felt like the Lucha Bros will be in the ring and we have a 4-on-2. So effectively, Hardyz get attacked by the Lucha Bros, Nick and Matt make the save, the Hardyz get back up, and we have a 4-on-2 beatdown to end the show with them running like scalded dogs, as JR would say. So an 82 there, and the crowd pops to Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and Nick and Matt Jackson. I think the show rating maybe about 84, 83, 82. That's still good. So we don't really gain anywhere in the US and Canada, but of course the lesser countries where we have next to no popularity, that's where we gain. So realistically, if I'm being honest, we should be getting that rating all the time, 82. Just nice, simple. We've kind of peaked in the US and Canada and parts of Mexico. It's just a case of getting popular in the rest of the world. So happy with that. And it continues our quest to the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Now you also notice, no Cody and no Kenny. Wanted to try a show without them, and it shows how vital they are with those promos. That's made me laugh. I am so immature, but there you go. Now we'll cut into the main screen, we'll see what we've got. So we've got Ring of Honor have partnered with Warrior Wrestling. So that's going to be quite interesting. Naito on loan to Ring of Honor. Lightning, most enjoyed it. Disco Inferno and Osano have retired. Akira Tozawa extends an exclusive written contract with WWE. Vladimir Kozlov is leaving the business. He's one of those guys where I didn't really enjoy him back in the day, but oh my god, if he had the look he has now, then he would have been a champion. He looks like an absolute boss with that beard. AC Romero and Richard Holiday are evolving. Jessica Carr is likely to re-sign a development deal with NXT, the referee. And Pretty Peter Avalon is on a handshake deal, so he'll get more experience with Impact Wrestling. We have a lot of people that are on open contracts with us that have handshake deals with Impact. And sadly, we will not be recruiting Serena Deeb, of course, who signed with AEW IRL. She extends her stay with NXT, so you can't win them all. And we've got some incidents. Kenta, if this is you getting suspended again, it's clearly going to be. Rehab never worked. Kenta has been identified as someone who abuses painkillers in the AEW drug testing policy. As drug testing is done in-house, press did not get hold of the story. Should have went to rehab. Brian Pillman Jr. has been identified as a hard drug user. And we can't get him to rehab. He's not under an exclusive written deal. Got to fight him. He's very unhappy, but don't do drugs, offer mugs. So WWE have offered an extended deal to Thunder Rosa, so we're obviously going to take her off of... Put her to 6 years just in case. We should retain her, but I don't want to lose her. She's someone I really want to build the company around in the women's division. So I don't want to lose her to WWE, she's only 29. Let's just tell us about all that. Chuck Taylor has a contract from Impact, that'll be the same again. Ace Romero is in a powerhouse. Christopher Daniels likes what Mahia Yuki is doing in the ring. And a 6.67 TV rating. You're looking at that and going, eh? That is the first time we have used the latest upgrade on our... Brian Pillman Jr. has got big morale issues, so we'll need to sort that one out. Give him a bit of money, keep him happy. But in our investment, you can see here our money's only 4 million. We increased it to very big. So we are massive coverage in the US, and I just feel like in terms of getting eyes and faces on the company. That's the best way to do it in the States. To cover that, we won't go to enormous for a very long time. I'm not going to make 31 million a month, but I'm hoping that broadcast revenue is up at, well, $1 million after 1 week. So if you times that by 4, 4.8 million. Well, that's about the same as last month. Oh well. Thought maybe a bit more again. But yeah, hopefully, as I say, we'll make good money. You can see that. Look at the money we've put into that media, especially the last couple of months. But it's going to make the company grow bigger, and hopefully we'll reap the financial benefits of that. But company size, we're fine. US is brilliant. Canada, Mexico, pretty good. UK solid. Japan's getting there, and Europe, Oceania, and India lag a mile behind. So that's it for this episode. Cheers for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll be back with another Dynamite and Lightning next week. So cheers for watching. 22 days to Double or Nothing. Let's fucking do this. Good day, good night, bye bye.